Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Marvel Contest of Champions. That's right, I am back, finally, have power. March 1st was a very, very epic kind of day for me. Not only did the day start off really super awesome, but then it kind of transpired into a little bit of this. And I'm not even talking about what happened in the game. We're not even talking about what happened in the game with regards to that. If you guys don't follow me on Twitter, I have been without power since March 1st before the 12.0 update dropped. And I didn't get power back until the night before last. And my utilities, meaning the electric, or not the electric, but the power, the internet, and the telephone wasn't turned back on until Sunday, and it is currently Monday. So a lot of stuff's been going on last night. A lot of time was spent trying to get some other videos done for the Two Morons Gaming channel. And now I'm back and able to actually do some videos on Contest of Champions. As you can see in the background though, just because I didn't have any power, I was at my mom's house the entire time. So I took to the only platform that I knew how to over the 12.0 update, and while we had other people that were kind of feeling the effects of the 12.0 update like this, and then we had some other people who, felt the effects of 12.0 like this.
No! God, please, no! 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 No!
Twitter was my only outlet at that point in time. So, I started off not even 15 minutes after the update went live. And, first thing, I don't know who play tested these new updates and said they were good, or if there are some bugs, but your game is trash now. And it was really the truth. It was the honest truth. There were certain aspects of the game that were still playable. Low-level event quest missions were still playable. Arena was still playable. But after a certain point, whenever you would have to go up against harder champions, the diminished returns that we would get from fighting harder opponents made the game very, very unplayable. And it still is currently. There are things in the works, but we'll get into that here in just a second. I was very vocal, and thankfully, let's see, you can see this here, that was like an hour into the update. Rest in peace, Marvel Contest of Champions, December 2014 to March 2017, because that's the way I felt, that is exactly the way I felt. And thankfully, I was introduced to a line group from another YouTuber who I will leave anonymous for the time being, because I don't know for sure if they want their name put into this hat or not. But the line group was actually set up to try and fight this whole thing, to get all of the top alliances, all the top spenders together to try and fix this situation to the best of our abilities, which boiled down to what we thought was, number one, give the game a 1-star rating in all platforms, which I did. Google Play obviously didn't take off the way that iTunes did in the iTunes store. It actually ended up getting a 1-star rating. But also, there was the big thing where most of the people pushed toward their alliances, these top alliances, and it was a lot of the top alliances too, to get in contact with either Google Play or iTunes and request refunds, full refunds. I actually requested a full refund. I was denied. I didn't get it. I didn't expect I was going to get it. But number one, whenever you have that many people requesting refunds over something that they were told that there was no issue with, there was no problem, we were informed beforehand that this update was being pushed through, and the update turned into complete and total garbage. And I did speak about that in my pre-12.0 video, and I said the scariest thing to me were the flat rate value conversions from flat rate to from percentage to flat rate value. And that's one of the key things here, in my opinion, that was a huge issue with this update. The flat rate value system does not convert over to a percentage base, or convert properly in the same way that we would have felt from a percentage-based value, and that's exactly what's happened with it. Also, the diminished returns make things very difficult with having to go up against characters and champions that were a lot higher level than ours, where before you could use your skill to actually outmaneuver. Then you couldn't, because of the abilities that were dropped with parry, taking so much damage, characters that wouldn't take damage from blocking, like Captain America, World War II Captain America, old school or original, whatever you want to call it. Old school would be Captain America World War II to me, and Doctor Strange in his shielded form were taking damage completely, like loads and loads of damage. And I had originally planned, before all of this, to stream the 12.0 patch update, because who better to do it, in my opinion, than the guy who has most of the characters that were being updated on. You can see up above the little video packages of some of the updated move sets and some of the crap fest that has gone on with some of these characters that I have managed to capture in little short clips. But that line group really set things apart for me. They were calm, cool, collected. They had a message behind it. You're going to have your trolls in every single group. There were definitely a lot of trolls, but you got to think there was over 400 and some odd people, close to 500 at certain points in this line group that were representing, the top spending alliances, people that you could go back to your alliance and say, hey, don't spend on this. Hey, give the game a 1-star rating review, and also request refunds. That's how this whole thing got kicked off. I mean, this is the biggest thing. This is the reason to me why the changes are coming, because number one, I had someone in my alliance actually tell me, I'd heard it from someone else, but you can't believe it all the time from outside sources, but this person in my alliance, I actually believe, he had got in contact with iTunes for a refund, and they said, hold off 7 days. We have given them 7 days to fix this shit. And that was strictly from iTunes. I know that I saw it on the forums where KABAM Mike, I believe, had disproved that, but person in my alliance, an actual person in my alliance, someone that I have contact with every single day, said that he had spoke to a manager at iTunes, and they were pushing for KABAM to make changes back. Mostly because of all of the requests for refunds that they got, all of the horrible ratings that the game was getting. And to me, I think this is one of the biggest successes. I know a lot of people out there are really kind of upset over the fact that a lot of people went onto the forums and other places and trashed people in specific instead of just the company. I agree with that. I don't think that you should have been fighting certain people, and I don't think that we should have been calling people out on things, even though there was a lot of bullcrap spewed. These people do work for the company. They want to keep their jobs. They're doing what they're told to do, and that's what you do if you want to get paid. Plain and simple. But the voice was heard. But I did keep up with how I felt on Twitter. There were a few more. 12.0 in a nutshell was a bag of dicks. It really was to me. This is just in case you guys don't follow me on Twitter, And then, we see this about the diminishing returns, and it's exactly how I felt on it. Just read this crap, man. Think how shitty AQ and AW are going to be with this bullshit logic. And it was completely bullshit logic. Because some of the fights in Alliance Quest Map 5 and Map 6, there was no way around them. There were paths in Map 6 where you wouldn't be able to get through because of the degeneration nodes, which, Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, or Wolverine came in handy for those, and now I don't really think that they would have been able to handle it. Not as 4 stars going up against the 5 stars with the ratings that they had. And to a certain extent, I don't think that AQ Map 5 would have been playable after about 3 days. Maybe up to 3 days. Day 1 and 2, I think, would have been fine. Day 3 would have got really extremely hard. 4 and 5 would have almost been impossible to play. Just from the sheer idea of diminished returns and the diminished return system, there's no way you could have possibly made it through it without spending money. And this is, Alliance Quest Map 5 is something that I haven't had to spend money on since it first came out. So I'm not very happy with that. I would have potentially just completely stopped playing the game altogether if that had been the issue. So today, just a little while ago, we received information from Adora saying that things are going to be changed. Survivability is going to be changed. Relative difficulty of harder content, like Act 4, Realm of Legends, and Labyrinth of Legends, is going to be looked into. And these are just some of the things that they're going to change, hopefully really, really soon, because they need to. The impact of challenge rating, which is your diminished returns bullcrap, and the effectiveness of Captain America, World War II, Doctor Strange, Scarlet Witch, Storm, Thor, Ghost Rider, masteries such as cruelty and precision. This was just a really bad idea. This was a very bad idea, and I've seen a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, this is NetMarble's doing." NetMarble only took over this month. There's no way that if they did as much extensive testing on this update as they said they did, that NetMarble had really anything to do with it other than maybe giving the final approval and pushing it through. But as far as I've seen, NetMarble they've acquired KABAM. KABAM is staying KABAM. It is. The other company has spun off, or the former KABAM has spun off into a different company, a separate entity. They're keeping the name KABAM, and as far as I know, they're just letting them, do what they do, and they'll have limited space inside of what they do aside from collecting the money from it. The huge key thing here that I see is some of you may be contacted to join this small-scale beta program. A beta program. God forbid. Who in their right minds would have thought to suggest a beta program in the very least? I don't foresee that there was someone maybe 2 months ago who said that beta testing and giving access to certain key new characters on betas would have been a really good idea. Did somebody do that? Oh wait, look. That guy right there did. 2 months ago. Over 2 months ago at this point in time. It was in December. That guy right there that did that how the duck situation could have been handled better video had mentioned, beta testing in here. It's not that hard to set up a beta test server. All MMOs that I know of do it. This should have been something that was implemented a long time ago. So, not to toot my own horn, but, toot. This was something that I suggested a long time ago. And that's all I ever asked from KABAM in the very beginning. Even though I'm such a small-scale player, all I've ever asked for is an ear to listen to some of the suggestions that I have that could have helped potentially fix the game. If this had been beta tested before they put it in, 12.0 never would have happened. I don't know anyone in their right mind that would have been part of even if it was a small-scale beta program like they've said. I don't know anyone in their right mind who would have said that this patch should have went through. That's the problem with KABAM, though. That's always been the problem with KABAM is there are suggestions. There are things that are put out there. They're just not willing to listen to it. Not willing to listen to it. And they weren't up until this point. And still, I say don't spend. Don't spend. Because we don't know what the changes are yet. As far as we know, the only thing we've got currently going on is the 12.0 Crapfest update that's still in place. And we don't know what these changes are. We know that they're going to try and change some of these things. But it's not over yet. It's not over yet. And it's not going to be over until this is completely finished. So please, be courteous. Be nice. Get your message out there. If you want to attack the company, attack the company. Don't attack the workers at the company. They just work for the company. That would be like going to McDonald's because you didn't like McDonald's and attacking a McDonald's employee. Think of it like that. You're not fighting the corporation by attacking the people. If you want to attack the company, that's fine. Keep giving those 1-star rating reviews. Stop spending and push your agenda by asking for refunds on iTunes and Google Play. That's how you get your message across. That is exactly how this message was presented. And I'm going to call one person out and say thank you big time to the guy, the Living Tribunal, because I feel like he did. I don't know who the guy is behind the mask. I don't know who the guy is in the game, but he was the key feature, the key guy in the line chat that I saw and setting up a Discord, which I never got to get involved with the Discord chat because power situations, and I didn't have Discord anywhere available to me other than on my computer, which was home with no power or no internet. And big shout out to him, though, because he actually got in contact with a couple of the people at KABAM and pushed letters to NetMarble as well to try and get this whole situation situated and fixed. And he was one of the guys trying to keep things calm, cool, collected in the line chat, keep the message straight, keep the bad stuff out, because there were a lot of dick pics inside of that line chat. Try to keep that kind of stuff out of it, and let's try and move forward to progress in this to make things better, which we're making progress on. The steps are there, but we're going to see exactly what these updates do entail whenever they do drop. But for the time being, we don't know. I wouldn't give money. I'd still continue on with what we're doing until it is completely fixed. To me, the biggest thing, diminished returns need to go. Flat rate values need to go, because they're never going to work the same way as the percentages that we had before. We just need to go back to the way that we were before with the percentages. Take the flat rate values out, change everything back to the percentage based. That's my opinion. But alright, everybody, thanks for listening to me rant. Hopefully this helps out some to you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I don't know. Like I said, I'm a little late to the party, but a lot of information here over the past 5 or 6 days. And that's going to be it for this one. Thanks, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like on it. If you're new to the channel, please consider leaving a sub on it. And as always, guys, I'll catch you in the next episode. Later.